Hi everyone, it's Cody from the Rancor's Brothel. If you haven't heard already, we're in a partnership with a great gaming company called Metallic Dice Games. They provide some of the best looking dice and accessories at an affordable price, and here at the brothel, we're going to make that great price even better. By using our exclusive promo code RBP10 at checkout, you can get 10% off your entire purchase. Even better, Metallic Dice Games is giving a bit of it back to the show to help us cover expenses. So snag yourself a set of premium dice over at metallicdicegames.com and help support the podcast by using promo code RBP10. Check it out today.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler. Lucas, Adrian stands in front of a set of glass double doors leading into the brownstone.
I'm with him. I'm going with him.
I know.
You have a character. What does your character do?
I run away, and you never see me again.
Okay.
All right, Flynn, what do you want to do since he's a runaway?
Roll a new character.
In-game moleskin.
Oh, okay. Gideon's in-game moleskin.
No, if we're here, we're here. I'll just go with you.
Okay.
There's no sense in rerouting.
I agree.
To make Cody stop and read something on the asylum and then do this anyway.
Yeah, we've had 6 weeks. This is the first time you mentioned that. God damn. Okay.
Bellevue. Thank you. God damn.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make a note.
You stand in front of the brownstone. Would you like to do anything at said brownstone?
I'm going in.
Okay, you open the double doors. You go into an atrium. There's like a small side table. There's a row of mailboxes.
Okay, I look at the names on the mailboxes.
There are only 3 names on the 12 or so mailboxes.
Names are?
You see Greer, comma, L, period, Dundas, comma, E, period, and Folai, comma, T, period.
How you spell that?
Folai.
T?
Correct.
Okay. Are they all like on one floor?
It doesn't specify. It's just a label on a box.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Anything on the table? Anything in this area?
There's some random stuff that's been collected, maybe some flyers. There's probably a message board or a bulletin board for local whatever, pizza deals. There's some random shit blowing around,
I'll take
coupons.
the flyer for a pizza deal since we're apparently out of money. So any savings?
Correct.
Anything else on the bulletin board that draws my attention? Any flyers that draw my attention?
Not really, no. Just kind of random stuff. Be prepared for winter, savings on clothes, food deals, come see this show on blah, 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 yada, 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 etc. Get $5 off at Sal's Deli.
Take that one.
Absolutely.
I will. I'll just start walking the halls, just see if I hear anything, see anyone.
You go to pull the doors, and you find they are locked.
Okay. Is there a buzzing system?
There is a buzzing system.
Okay. I will buzz El Greer.
It's Sunday. So I mean, chances are people are home. You hear a buzz, and you hear a young woman's voice say, "Hello, can I help you?"
Hi. Sorry to bother you. I am looking for any management that you have here. Anyone who could provide me potentially with some information.
I mean, if you're looking for a room, there are plenty to rent here, but you have to go through Art Life. There's nobody on staff that handles that anymore. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who ever has, honestly, but...
Okay. Do you know who I might contact? Do you have information?
She rattles off a phone number. Yeah, you can contact Art Life and she gives you the phone number.
What's the name of the night manager?
They're really helpful there. If you contact Art Life, they'll be able to set you up with a room.
Okay, that's great. This is maybe a long shot. Have you ever heard the name Abigail Wright?
No. Sorry.
Thomas Wright. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Met him?
Sorry.
Okay.
Can't say that I have.
Okay. Like I said, long shot. Well, thank you. I'll reach out to Art Life.
Oh, yep. Have a good one.
Yep.
And you hear it click.
All right. Hey, would you call this number?
He pulls out his phone and realizes there's a SIM card.
See if they have files, records, anything that might get us Thomas Wright.
All right. I dial the number.
Amongst one of your many phone calls, Troy, Reggie gets someone who picks up, and you hear a very elderly man's voice say, "Hello."
Hello, sir. Yes. My name is my name. Who cares? Reginald Dwight. Writing a book about some of the unexplained disappearances around, the great city of New York, and your daughter's case was a specific interest of mine. Is this Thomas Wright, daughter Abigail Wright?
You hear what sounds like some fiddling, as if somebody's messing with the receiver on the other end, kind of fumbling with it or maybe shaking while holding it.
Surprised to hear somebody talk about his daughter 20 years after she disappeared.
You can make that assumption. Who are you?
Reginald Dwight, sir.
Do you know what happened to Abby?
I do not. This is why I'm calling you, to try to get some information to maybe find a means to that end.
This is not a subject I particularly like to speak about.
I can understand. I promise you, sir, I mean no disrespect or harm or any. I'm not here to what's the word I want to use?
Silly?
Sensationalize what happened. It's all in the name of research, and any findings I have definitely I will vet it through you.
How old are you, son?
How old am I? I am 34.
What was your favorite thing to do when you were a child?
Probably play like cops and robbers with my friends, running around the neighborhood and stuff like that.
Okay. Did you have a favorite pop gun or badge or something that you wore to bed at night and put on first thing in the morning? Something you kept with you at all times?
I suppose, yeah.
Where is that now?
Oh, it's, long been gone from...
You ever think about it?
Can't say I have, no.
Imagine thinking about that every day since you were 8. Not really interested in talking to anybody. And he hangs up the phone. Art Life.
Yep.
Hello. No, you get a damn voicemail because it's Sunday.
I just hang up. It's voicemail. Probably a lot easier to call on a weekday.
All right. Well, let's go see if Reggie got anything. Get in the car.
There were 70 names. It's going to take him forever.
Good thing I rolled that it was the 9th one.
Is Reggie any luck?
Yeah, actually. Talked to him for a moment. Did not seem all too pleased or interested in talking about his daughter. So,
would you?
Well, no, of course not. But
you can now narrow down that exact number, obviously.
Yeah.
So you have the number. Could we plug that number into White Pages and search an address?
If this came from the White Pages, there'd be an address next to it.
I mean, like the website.
Yeah, you feel like
you to do some funky stuff with searching.
Between everything else, you can figure it out. He's in Nassau County. I believe he's in what is classified as Baldwin, New York, which is on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like we show up, he's going to just turn us away? Do you feel like he's going to be hostile? What sense did you get?
It's going to take some convincing. It's going to take some real smooth, I don't want to say smooth talking. I don't mean to mislead him. But initially he did say that wanted to know if I knew what happened to her. He said there did seem an actual interest in that particular thing. Once I said I didn't is really when he shut down. So
when you said you didn't
know what happened to her.
So I think if we show up with pictures showing that people are writing her names on walls and a letter from her, you might open up.
It's possible that angle may help.
Lucas sent by 5.
Yes.
Adrian, you also remember, obviously, because you read portions of the file just like everybody else, there are also a number of leads that you were coming to New York for, probably to do additional research on, other things that pointed to New York, things you might want to think about in terms of
Location.
Geography.
Geography.
No, not even like that. There were things like
A hotel that didn't exist. The asylum.
Yeah, no, these are all good things. You talked about, as I recall, things like Asa Darabandi, for example.
The architect.
The architect, yep. There is Bellevue, where supposedly, I forget his name, Leland, I think, talked about.
Mm-hmm.
There are additional things that would require that a New York Public Library would be able to help in more.
We could go to the library. We don't have to spend
It's
money
Sunday.
there. We could sleep on the
Nothing's
steps.
open on Sunday.
Then I think
I would
today,
imagine the New York Public Library is open on Sunday.
maybe some crunched hours, but okay.
But yes, there are things in that moleskin that I imagine that you are
Probably.
interested in, since you are in some of the largest libraries in the world. Just other things.
All right. Well, I mean, if it's a trip out to Baldwin, we could go to the library today, do some research.
They are closed on Sundays.
Motherfucker. In 2015,
Wow.
are those COVID hours?
Those
Wait a
may
minute,
be
that's not
COVID
even-
hours.
Never mind. Why did that come up when I searched Google?
It's like,
This is why
are
we
you
couldn't
searching?
find Thomas Wright. Google. Okay, the moleskin. Here's the secret of the moleskin. Sometimes I don't know what the I meant. So I say here, McAllister, 1924, Henry Lundine, deaths at Lundine home, parentheses McAllister. So the McAllister building was the Lundine home.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Art Life purchased McAllister 1967. Asa Darabandi was the architect of the McAllister building, but the Lundine house. So he was associated with Charles Lundine.
I believe you came up with the phrase thought buildings.
Yeah.
Asa Darabandi was a famous architect who is known for creating, air quote, thought buildings, end quote.
And most New York public libraries that I'm Googling right now are closed on Sundays.
I'm still saying those are COVID hours.
Over, under, Flynn.
Let us library. Over.
Yep.
Yay.
Those are COVID hours. They're normally open on Sunday afternoons.
Aha.
Restricted hours.
All right, boys. Let's go get our learning on.
Yeah, you can go look up whatever you like if you'd like to go to the library.
90s. With that, like,
The Age of Grunge, what are you going for here?
trying to think of how they would categorize 90s like articles and
On microfiche.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it wouldn't be microfiche still. It wouldn't quite be digitized yet.
Why wouldn't it be?
It might be digitized.
They've been digitized in 2015.
They have interns who do nothing. but
Suppose
that.
possible, yeah.
Would you like to explore the microfiche or digitized files?
Whichever is easier, they're probably digitized files. Yeah.
I just like the idea of Lucas in a dark corner scrolling through microfiche.
It always makes a good montage.
It does make a solid montage. What about the two of you doing something more applicable?
I'm going to look up, I'm going to try to find Asa Darabandi. Yeah. Any books or anything about him.
And what are you looking for, Lucas?
I am researching the building. Hang on a second. The building. Her disappearance, and specifically, if I can, if it's there. Was it Lundine was the original resident?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm researching that family as much as I can, and what happened there with that family. And I'm researching Art Life and what type of organization they are and what they actually do.
Shit, but okay.
I was going to say, why don't you maybe only pick a couple of those so that I have something to research?
All right. Well, you can take half. I'll take half. I'm trying to see if there's any correlation between Art Life and Lundine for some reason. Like, how did this what I can assume is some sort of nonprofit company, as an art company, just acquire some sort of massive house and turn it into
I mean, it happens a lot, like repurposing old buildings and
Especially
turning them
back in the
to
60s.
makerspace.
It was the 60s. You're not wrong, but
Flynn, make me some sort of let's go with a bureaucracy roll, maybe. Unless you got something better that you think would be more applicable.
It's pass.
So you find out that, and you were looking at what again?
Asa Darabandi.
Asa was declared legally dead in the state of New York on September 2nd, 1960. This is after what appears to be a series of police reports in the early 50s about Asa Darabandi possibly being involved for murder and or being incredibly in debt. You find a number of news articles from like 1950, late 1950, early 1951. You know, child prodigy gone wrong. What has happened?
So
Murder victim found.
So he's either really in debt or he murdered someone. That's kind of a big gap.
No, both.
Both. Okay.
Okay. It's like either or is a huge gap. It's got to be at least both.
Okay. I might go down that rabbit hole. Like, what's the story? What were the accusations specifically with the murder?
Who died?
Who died?
And you're a police officer too. You have experience in looking at things. You find out on the August 30th, 1950, that a fire broke out in Asa Darabandi's office, which was on Mott Street in New York. A 5-year-old girl was found. Apparently, the story says dead from drowning. And a warrant was issued for his arrest as a person of interest. A later issue suggests that he was incredibly in debt. As far as you can tell, he was never found.
But he was declared dead.
Correct.
Did the office, does it say the building burned down?
Didn't burn down entirely, but it burned down enough that like firefighters went in and blah, 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 and they found this body. Isabel Sauer, age 5.
That's Mott Street?
Correct. Lucas, what were you looking into again? Of the 17 things, did you decide one?
Let's just simplify it. I'm looking into Abigail. As many articles as I can find of when it was going on. Like who was the detective, if that's available? Who that kind of shit.
Detective Nunya.
You see that the New York Post publishes an article on Abigail Wright's disappearance on July 10th, 1995. There's suggestion that August 6th, 1995, that the FBI is looking into it. Roll me like a bureaucracy roll or something, Lucas.
Easy there, Phil. Oh, it's a cracked die. Hang on. Yes.
You kind of get some additional information. It looks like there might have been thought that she was in Maryland on the 6th of August, but that was closed down. That investigation was drawn to kind of a dead end on the 9th of August.
Does it give reasons why they believe that she was in Maryland?
There was a ping on her credit card in Maryland, so they thought that she might be there, which is what brought up interstate trafficking or kidnapping, which is why the FBI was involved for a few days. Appears to have been simply a stolen credit card.
Okay.
Does anybody have SIGINT?
Yes.
20.
40.
You wouldn't, and you have bureaucracy as well.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would know that that'd be a really good reason to get the feds involved, because then it jumps state lines and stops becoming a New York case.
I mean, if that's the case, then I'll contact my good buddy Bernie at the FBI.
Sure.
And see what information he can pull from Abigail.
Have you lost any points with Bernie this whole time?
I have not.
Okay.
Well, hold on a minute. What determines that score?
I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly.
The bond score?
Yeah.
I think it's your
It's willpower, isn't it?
charisma.
Charisma? Okay, then no.
Oh, no, it is charisma.
Because I couldn't remember if it was that or I think this was, this was previously Inez's sheet. So I think those erase marks are just from erasing all that information. So no, I have not.
And you said his name is Bernie?
Bernie.
Yeah, this is Bernie.
Bernie. It's Reg.
He seems to be talking very loudly. Hey, Reg, how's it going?
Going great. Since Bernie and I are in the intelligence game, I would say some sort of phrase how's your grandmother Esther or something, and wait for a positive or negative response.
Yeah, no, he gives you the call and response back.
But the proper one to let me know that everything's clear and okay, or that something's
Correct. You get the response you would expect for normal conversation.
okay.
Yeah. You can kind of hear like some noise in the background. Oh, what can I do for you, Reggie?
What's happening over there? Sounds pretty ruckus.
I just, something this afternoon. I'm kind of at a thing. What can I do for you, bro?
Any chance you can run some information on an Abigail Wright who disappeared in New York 95?
Yeah. I mean, probably. Hold on. There's kind of a shifting noise. I'm not at the office, but I got something here at the house. Shh, settle down. I'm on the phone. Yeah, okay. And you can Abigail Wright. What do you want to know? What date are we looking at here?
What day was it? August?
In and around August 95, depending on what you're looking at.
Well, she was declared missing July 10, right?
What do I have June written down? I have June 4.
Could just be a mistake in the book.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's a mistake in your notes.
I don't think so.
That's impossible.
June 4 was when Thomas Wright checks on Abigail's apartment, finds it missing, and he calls the NYPD to report her missing.
Okay.
June 4th?
Correct.
So she was reported missing. Then what was July 10 that you just told me?
What I just told you that you didn't write down. The New York Post publishes an article
that's the date
about
the
her
article came out.
disappearance.
Sorry.
Yeah, somewhere between June and August, she disappeared, and the feds get involved.
Yeah, and he's continuing to get louder and louder. Looks like there was a flag on a case, August 4th, 95. Looks like her visa was purchasing a pack of cigarettes, Maryland. Possible interstate kidnapping, so feds were called in. Once you cross state lines,
But that was also shut down, right?
Yeah, no, looks like some agents were assigned August 6th, investigation closed August 9th. Looks like a credit card was fairly obviously stolen. Looks like they found the guy who had it. Only served a year, that's not so bad.
Got those agents' names?
He lists off like 15 names.
The thief's name?
Yeah, what the thief's name?
Looks like, let me see here. Got a J on the, what is this? Hold on. Shut up! Tappity, 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 tappity. It looks like, Hill. Hill's the last name, Hill, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Hill. It very obviously sounds like he's at a party almost. Like there's a din in the background. Yeah, looks like investigation closed on the 9th. Looks like we sent a team to clean up an apartment, maybe the 10th.
What'd they find from that apartment?
Oh, God. This is a nightmare. She must have been a hoarder or some bullshit. They found all kinds of stuff. It's not really listed here, but holy shit, they took boxes out of that place. Need a damn semi to get it out of there.
And took it where?
Oh, who fucking... Shut up! Yeah, it's bit. Holy I mean, who knows, man? Like feds took it. Trying to track this will take hours. I mean, this is 95. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not asking for you to give me an answer right now, bud. But like, if you can get back with me or send me something.
I'll see what I can do. He's literally screaming into the receiver at this point.
Okay.
Is that all?
You got any more information on the Jeffrey Hill?
Small time perp, in and out of jail the last 25, 30 years. Looks like minor stuff. Nothing crazy that would get him long time, but credit card schemes, stealing from family relatives, selling pot.
Last known?
Oh, hell. Looks like he's serving a stint 2 years, Virginia.
Get back to me if you when you find out where that stuff they took from Abigail's apartment.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
As you go to hang up, you hear someone in the background scream, "Unmask, unmask," and then you hear screams of pain and agony as the phone goes click. Have a sand roll, please.
Oh my God.
Passed.
Well, you get 0 from helplessness, apparently.
Just like click. Huh.
Oof. Anything else anybody wants to do?
I would like to search JC Lynn's.
Okay, you can start looking at that. What was your search again, Lucas? Did we ever get around to you looking at things?
We did the Abigail portion, yeah. I was also looking into the history of the home and what happened there.
Sure. As you're going through, you're scrolling through microfiche because it sounds cool.
No, absolutely. It's the best.
It's fun to say too. Fish.
Fish.
Good luck finding the sound that sounds like microfiche.
Jeff, get on it.
Microfiche.
This is where he edits in. I'm not doing that.
Haven't had a record scratch in a while.
Yes, we have.
Actually, I'm probably the only one old enough here to remember that you only get that swishing sound where you're using microfilm, not microfiche, and no, I can't find sound effects for it.
As you're flipping through, you suddenly see your name, Adrian Kirsch, in this article from 1950 as it flies by. It's for whatever reason you notice it.
Scroll back.
You see an ad for a television show, Captive of the Royal Family, starring Adrian Kirsch.
Are there photos or no?
Nope.
What channel was it on?
ABC.
Is it one of three?
I go to YouTube and type that in on the old celly phone. Or actually, I probably can do it right there on the computer.
You're on a microfiche in a basement.
I type it in on the microfiche. That's not a
Play Skyrim on a microfiche machine.
I'm sure I can get to a computer and look it up, but that is what I will do. I will absolutely YouTube that show to see if there's any clips, trailers, full episodes, whatever.
You find you don't find any images or anything, but you do find an odd reference to it when you Google it, like a web page of a blog or whatever.
Okay. I mean, what's the info?
It says that, Adrian Kirsch was devastating in his lead performance of the one episode special Captive of the Royal Family.
Okay.
Congrats.
It goes on to describe the actor sort of before the throne and the court, dwarfed by those surrounding him in masks. It was incredibly dramatic, leading up to the denouement of the revelation of the secret character who had been puppeteering the events of this sham trial the entire time.
All right.
You see a list of supporting actors.
Who's listed?
You see names like Gideon, and you see names like Frankie, and you see names like Barbas.
Neat.
Roseanne.
Success.
1 sand loss. What else is everyone doing?
JC Lynn's.
Oh, that's right. You were looking up JC Lynn's.
Yep.
Anything else as I'm looking up JC Lynn's?
Well, now I'm concerned about Bernie. I will call his wife.
She's getting unmasked.
Hold on. We'll do the JC Lynn's stuff first, I think. Make me some sort of roll, Flynn.
Kai, bureaucracy still work?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Got it.
You find a book about mobsters.
Ooh,
A History of the New York Mafia.
nice.
By Swalen Rab?
By Dr. William Gay, Delacroix Books, 1969.
Swalen Rab did The Five Families. It's a book about that thick. It's a pretty immersive read.
Through various bits of information, you find out that Lynn's was born August 23rd, 1905. Apparently, he was a gangster in the 30s. Thought to have committed at least 5 bank robberies in a very short span, like all in a week or so, in Mississippi, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Tennessee. It was then thought that he fled north to escape the law. The mobster book lets you know that he was known to have a heroin habit and apparently supported himself through writing weird fiction and committing crimes for Lenny Tittlebaum, a captain of the Luciano crime family.
Tittlebomb, eh?
Yep, good old Tittlebaum.
Should I roll a constitution check not to giggle?
You giggled.
Damn it. I always fail that one. Okay, I would definitely pivot and try to find some of his fiction if I could.
Yeah, sure. We will look into that as well. Troy, you're calling Bernie's wife?
Yes.
How do you know Bernie's wife?
Bernie and I are best friends.
Okay, so this is someone that you hang out with.
We go way back, yeah.
On weekends and stuff. Okay. Hello?
Hey, Max. Is Bernie there?
No, he's out. What can I do for you?
Do you know where he is?
Oh, it was a work thing. I think that the guys went out. I don't actually know. Was it golf earlier, maybe? I don't know. I have the house to myself today.
Oh, okay. But you don't know where he went?
No, not offhand. Who knows what he's up to these days?
Why do you say that?
I'm sure he'd be out carousing with you. Are you not around with him?
No, I had to get out of town for a trip for a work thing, so.
Oh, okay. Where are you at?
In New York.
Oh, nice. Hear there's a couple of good shows. You should go check them out.
Yeah. We'll see if we'll have time. Just have him give me a call when he gets in, okay?
Sure. Yeah, not a problem.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye, Reggie.
See ya.
Do you hang up the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Phone hangs up. Okay.
Still trying to find the building.
That's right. We were there.
Trying to find the history and stuff of the family in the building itself.
Taking a look around some stuff here. Flynn, you can find a lot of references to works that are out of print or nothing that the library particularly has. You're not even finding titles, but like, oh, he was published in Weird Tales, or oh, he was published in Strange Fiction, but nothing beyond that.
Okay. No actual copies of that.
Correct.
Maybe look up Tittlebaum.
You can take a look, yeah. Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Lundine was an owner of textile mills in New York City in the early 1920s. It appears that if you're looking at kind of the patriarch of the family, Henry Lundine was born in Chicago in 1886. It looks like I said, he was a very rich man. Building permit was issued for the Lundine House, which you would know as the McAllister Building, on the 27th of May, 1921. It looks like architect was listed as A. Darabondi, with official blueprints filed 10 June, 1921. Looks like construction was completed May 21st, 1924. That would be a public record, right? Yeah, that's probably. You see that there is a death in the home, August 30th, 1950.
Say who and how.
The deceased was Charles Lundine. Apparently committed suicide in the second floor ballroom. April 30, 1952, Lundine is found dead on the roof of the house, apparently suffering a massive stroke. He is reportedly having been dressed in strange plastic silver robes while wearing a papier-mâché mask. You roll sand for me, Lucas.
No.
We'll call that a D4.
Ooh.
Deuces.
And that's what you find out about the Lundine house.
Slightly more info than we had before, I believe. At least I don't believe we knew that he was found with that garb on. How about you, Sideburns?
Other things?
At this point, I'm considering how late the library is actually even open on a Sunday, because it was about 3 o'clock by the time I got here.
So the day that Charles Lundine was found dead in the McAllister Building, that is the day that Asa Darabondi's office was caught on fire and the girl was found.
Correct.
Coincidence?
I think not.
You sitting side by side each other with microfiche actually roll it to the same page and realize he's reading above the fold and you're reading below the fold. Neat.
Darabondi goes missing. No body was ever found, correct? The body of the girl was found, but not his.
Correct. He is thought to have fled. It seems that his mother later had the state declare him dead.
Is there any information about who this girl is aside from like just the name? Like who she? What's with the family? How do they know him? Anything like that?
You want to look up Isabel Sauer?
Yeah.
Looks like she was born 20th July 1945 in New York City.
Is the family another posh family? Like,
no,
there's nothing about the family at all.
No, not really. You're able to find who she was and when she was born.
No correlation to how they might have known this guy.
Doesn't seem like it.
It's bizarre. The The only other thing I was going to look up was Art Life, the history of that company, how they came to acquire the building, what they do now. Unless you want to put that on your roll, since you haven't done anything in a minute.
It looks like Art Life purchases the McAllister building from the Star Corporation, 6 May 1967.
What's the Star Corporation then?
You didn't ask about that. You asked about Art Life.
Well, I'm a little more. I'm more interested. I'm interested in the dominoes here. Like, who acquired it from the Lundine estate first?
Didn't ask that part.
Well, I'm asking now.
Huh?
So I'm backtracking the microfiche. Surely there's a rewind button on this thing.
The Star Corporation. He dies there.
Is that who acquired the building right after he died?
They purchase the Lundine estate on 3 February 1953. It appears that about a month later, it is converted from a 3-story brownstone home to an 11-unit apartment building. Fire escapes, fire doors, firewalls are added.
So
At that point, it is renamed the McAllister building.
So all that happened in 1953.
Correct.
So it was converted to still 3 stories?
Yes. The general layout of the interior layout of the house changed, and it was made to hold 11 unit apartments, but it was originally a 3-story brownstone. So they didn't change the exterior. They just reconfigured the interior for apartments.
Have there been any other deaths or anything else going on in that building during the duration that the Star Corporation owned it?
No, there appears to be very little information. It looks like the Star Corporation probably bought it, fixed it up, made it an apartment in a popular place, then turned around and sold it to Art Life.
Okay. That didn't really answer my first actual question. What is the Star Corporation? Like, what are they?
The development
realty
firm.
Okay.
I mean, like, doesn't look like they have a whole lot of history past the 50s and 60s, so I mean, so it would hardly be known.
It's a derelict company.
Correct.
No information on who ran that company or anything.
No, not easily.
And then Art Life purchased it in 63.
Correct.
10 years later.
67.
67, my apologies.
Yeah. Then Art Life has owned it ever since.
Do we know who runs Art Life?
Cynthia Lachance.
There's your Lachance.
Lacharts. What up? I'm just going to spell that phonetically.
Lachance. Does that help you?
Lachance.
That's exactly how I was spelling it. Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to look into?
Anything on Lenny Tittlebaum?
You get some more stuff out of that mobster book.
Any other Lundine family members?
Make me an applicable roll.
We have a list. We have Ava.
I've got Ava, but I also wrote down Trevelino Mall next to her, and I don't remember what that connection was exactly.
Assault at the Trevelino Mall. It's a hambush.
Ham.
Whatever you do.
Sorry to that one listener. Listener, we are sorry. Grady is sorry. He wrote it.
Am I?
Well, he wrote it.
I didn't. I mean, I did write it, but I don't know that I'm sorry. Ava Lundine is the daughter of Henry Lundine. Born 1942. Owns a number of holding companies, including White Moons LLC. White Moons LLC is the company that owns the Trevelino Mall.
She's still alive?
Correct.
When was she born?
1942.
We get a date on that?
1942.
But like, is her birthday coming up?
Is her birthday coming up? Let me look and see.
I have a reason for asking.
I'm not finding a date at this point, no.
Okay.
She would be 73, though. But as far as you can tell, she is still alive and kicking. Some random website says her net worth is approximately $50 million.
Boy, we need to pay her a visit.
Can I narrow down exactly what beautiful establishment is holding Jeffrey Hill?
Yeah. Department of Corrections, you can probably figure that out, yeah.
Okay.
That's probably public information.
Anything else?
I will search Brownstone Bin Hotel.
That was the other thing I forgot to do, yeah.
No search results.
Even in the microfiche?
You just see his eyes cross as it rolls over and over and over.
It goes back further. doesn't.
If you cross your eyes and roll back and forth this way, the third letter on every other column spells Broadlebin here.
I mean, I'll look through fiction. I'll look through history. I'll look for references, passing reference, different spellings.
You find nothing.
Nothing.
Bellevue?
What about just the name Broadlebin?
There's nothing really coming up that seems to be applicable.
It was a Civil War era hotel, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Or am I confusing that with
IRL?
or am I confusing that with the information that was not actually part of the game?
No, we have no information on this Broadlebin. All we have
The
is
only reference is that one pamphlet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm going to pull it up again.
I don't know if that's entirely true. I think one of the patients spoke to you about it.
Oh, they did. Debbie mentioned JC.
Mm-hmm. J.C. Lynn's also had no death certificate. Probably a similarly declared legally dead kind of a thing, not a, hey, he died on this day and we found him riddled with bullets like gangsters do or anything.
Find J.C. Lynn's at Hotel Broadlebin. Go now, find the hotel, the labyrinth, the author, his bottle, the city, the lake, its shadow, the battle, then the party, the dance, the girl in blue, the one singing nothing is true except out is through, love and kisses Abby. Hotel
Hang on a
Broadlebin,
second.
New York.
Let me look this up.
Is Ava Lundine the only surviving Lundine?
As far as you can tell, yeah. It appears that she is an important old woman, manages directorships, board positions, portfolios. She's old New York City money.
I don't know if Lucas had dug it up because I think he might have asked the question, but no, I think you asked it after. I have written down series of mysterious deaths at the Lundine house. Did that occur then before Charles Lundine died?
No, you're getting the sense that the series of mysterious deaths would have been Charles and Henry.
What's the
'Cause they happened within like a year or two of each other.
clue code? Because I don't see
Wouldn't
it.
call that quite a series.
Letter from a Clockwork Child.
Well, that may have been me using the term series, but considering her brother died and
Not
her
in my
father
clues.
died within just a couple of years of each other.
I'm not seeing it in the clues folder.
You might have also found out, I think her mother died in...
Note from a clockwork, not letter. That's what I could put
I have to look and see, but I think her mother died right around that time as well. So I think basically she lost her entire family within a span of just a 4 or 5 years.
Any sense of where she is now?
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you could find out. She lives in New York City off of 2nd Avenue. She's old money.
Did Reggie read King in Yellow? Did you read the book?
Yeah.
One of your characters read the book.
Reggie did on the couch, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
So the book would ideally talk about the city and a lake, right? I personally have never read this book, actually, in real life. So I don't actually know. I haven't read it so that I don't ruin games like this.
That's not the play.
Well, that
Beer. Who was looking up Dare Bondi?
he was.
I was.
Okay. You find a series of books, just so you know, in terms of this, just while you're looking. The Devil's Craftsman, 1952. A Darkness at the Corners, 1957. And Architecture, Genius, and Mental Illness, 1961.
And what are those titles? Like, what are the books?
They seem to be like nonfiction books about Asa Darabandi.
So he has books written about him.
Correct.
All right, I will. Is the hour getting late?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to steal library books? Roll sand. You goddamn monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna like. They have the little like bleepy barcode thing
You're going
that.
to tear it
Absolutely
out.
they do.
Yeah.
You can walk off with the books if you want.
I used to work at the library in college. I know exactly where those things are located.
Yeah, it's gonna be some late night reading.
I get the feeling that our hotel is not in our plane of existence.
No.
Based on the clues in that pamphlet, does not sound like Earth. No, if you want to spend the night in, let's say, an insane asylum and go back there and find the hotel, we could. So that's probably where it's at.
The only way out is through.
Yep. So I'm betting Abby is probably the girl in blue.
Probably.
The one singing.
I can't find it. I think her mother died too, but I can't find it, Troy.
Unacceptable.
Oh, no, sorry. Maybe this is where it is. Her mother dies in 1963, so a decade after her brother.
Okay.
I mean, you see a list of office addresses and presumed home addresses, and I mean, she's not incredibly wealthy New York elite, but $50 million is nothing to sneeze at either, so. So you're stealing some library books.
Yes.
Anything else? Or are we leaving the library on Sunday evening?
They're probably kicking us out at this point.
Could be. Just trying to give you things to research.
All right, where are we sleeping tonight, fellas?
I gave you enough money to take care of this evening.
Nah, we got a
Do
car.
we want to eat?
If the phone call he made earlier trace them to New York City, I'll go to a ATM and pull out money.
It's fair.
Okay. You go to an ATM and you pull out money.
So at least we can sleep in relative comfort.
Yeah, you can find a hotel.
I miss the boxer.
I don't.
Starting to feel like home.
I miss what's his name. I got lost in the boxer.
Who?
I don't remember.
We lost somebody in the boxer?
Yes, Daniel's second character.
I know.
That one guy, you know.
That dude we picked up off the street for like a day. Alas, dear Yorick. I knew him well.
Yeah, you're in a hotel. Anything you want to do?
I'm just gonna read Devil's Craftsman till I fall asleep.
Okay. Anything anybody else wants to do?
Nope, just sleeping.
Okay. What is your... Ugh. Roll history.
Hey, I got a point in that.
You do have a point in that.
Sadly, no. I did roll a 69, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
That's the sex number.
So you start to learn that Darabandi was called the Picasso of architecture. He designed strange thought buildings, is what they were called, between 1905 and 1921 in Chicago. He experienced some sort of religious revelation and moved to New York in 1921, apparently living in a hotel. He built 9 buildings in New York City, but were relatively mundane compared to what he had done in his earlier career. After his disappearance in 1950, he was suspected of having drowned at least 5 children. Beginning in 1947, he may have been responsible for many more. He vanished without a trace, leaving behind the drowned body of 5-year-old Isabel Sauer, huge debts, and a logbook which is presumed to track the deaths of children leading back to 1921.
Holy fuck. Okay, so he did a lot of his best work in Chicago. 1921, has a religious revelation.
Correct.
Starts drowning children in New York. But his work becomes more mundane.
Correct.
He's preoccupied.
I guess.
Make me a D100 roll, Reggie.
46.
Okay.
Does it give any information on what the hotel was that he stayed at?
You see a photo of Darabandi in front of an Art Deco hotel. The caption reads, Darabandi restores hotel in lieu of payment. There is a B emblazoned on each one of the doors he's standing in front of.
Of course there is.
Okay, I am going to... Man.
Keep reading.
I'm trying to figure out how to... Okay, I'm going to steal one of their phones, assuming they're asleep. Are you guys asleep? Okay, I'm steal a phone. I'm going to take a picture of the picture in the book. And I'm going to try... Doesn't Google have something where you can
taking
like, do
a picture of him taking a picture of the picture.
Are you zooming and enhancing?
Yes.
Hit by 5.
Enhance.
Just print the damn thing.
Yes.
You do see, as you zoom in on the zoom and enhance CSI style, that there is a fairly distinctive structure in the reflection of the glass hotel doors that Darabandi stands in front of. Roll sand.
This is what I get for reading late at night. Another 69? Ooh. Oh, no.
Is that a failure?
That's a fail.
D6.
No. Oops.
Ooh.
About to go Cocoa Puffs.
What's the structure?
4.
You realize 2 things. One, there is a very distinctive image in the reflection. It appears to be, it's something distinctive enough that with some Googling of New York stuff, because you're not from New York, are you, Gideon, is it? You feel like you could figure it out. It's a very distinct looking thing. You're like, I know what this is. But in zooming in, you get a better image of Asa. You've seen him before. Frankie talked to him, or Gideon, or sorry, Frankie did, or maybe it wasn't Frankie. Maybe you did.
The old guy that just sat and stared?
No.
Was it the guy that tried to give Daniel a bunch of clues and he ignored him?
Could have been. No.
Where was this?
I actually think it was Troy. Now that I think about it, there was an individual who came up and spoke to one of the characters in the Dorchester house and was wringing his wet hands.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, I might have killed someone. It was you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it suddenly all comes shockingly back to you that you stood within 5 feet of this man as his hands were wringing wet and wrinkled and chapped from extended time in the water.
Oops. Is that helplessness or unnatural?
I think I'm gonna go with unnatural because he looks the exact same thing on a nameplate. He looks almost exactly the same age as he does in that nameplate, which says it's from 1928.
You don't check unnatural right to adapt to it.
That wouldn't really be seen that crazy considering we were in an alternate dimension. Like,
I mean, everything's been fine since then. Everything proceeded normally. The moons over my hammy were fine, you know?
It's just a dream. So what is the thing that I see? Like, what is...
As you Google around a little bit, it's a very distinctive thing, and I'm not a New Yorker, so I don't know what it is. You start to see what you recognize as the Eternal Light Flagstaff, which apparently is a monument of some sort in Madison Square Park. Presumably, Google won't spoil the podcast for you, and you can look it up and see what that actually is. I don't know.
Depends on whether or not you put it in the description.
Maybe somebody else did. They're ahead of us.
The Eternal Light Flagstaff was an ambush. Every time.
That's just going to be what I write about every key thing.
The Denny's was an ambush. Well, that's actually kind of true. Eternal.
So theoretically, those doors are across the street from Madison Square Park.
Okay. Well, that's a lead. That's all I want. I close the book and I go to sleep.
Big sculptures. What are the...
With my new 4 less sanity.
You're asleep?
Mm-hmm.
You're asleep?
yes.
Alertness, Flynn.
Oh my God. Haha. No.
Maybe I'm a light sleeper. I'm trying to get a roll. He's not going to give it to me.
You're not. You failed the alertness roll.
Correct.
Okay, we're all dead. You lay down and attempt to get comfortable. Where are you sleeping?
Attempt. That's a good word.
How many beds are in the room?
Probably 2, like in most hotel rooms.
So I close the book.
But you can rent a cot.
Yeah, we ordered the rollaway.
Okay, I'm in the rollaway.
Okay,
I'm staying up late.
so you lay down in the rollaway. And you realize that the closet door is slightly ajar. And you can see movement from inside the closet.
If it's slightly ajar, what is it? What other part is it?
A door.
A door.
It's part jar, part door.
It's a jar. Duh.
Jar. It's
Or if you're from other parts of the world, a jar.
I would have gone with a lid, but I mean, a lid is like a door.
It is slightly open and you can see movement.
A raven is like a raven.
I did this in Boxer, and I ignored the door that appeared, and I went to sleep.
Open the door. Touch the shiny.
A little hand comes out.
Daniel's not here, so somebody needs to do it.
He's got a point. You're already awake.
There's movement in the closet.
Yeah.
It's not creepy.
I pulled out my gun.
Yeah, I would pull out my gun and then
Now I'm
have
in
a
the
flashlight.
closet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Click.
Are you like clicking it on or are you like flashing it? You're clicking it on and using it or are you just like popping a flash of light?
Clicking on using it.
Okay. I'm just curious. You're supposed to do that sometimes outside for wild animals. You just bump it because their eyes will reflect and you can see them.
Yeah.
You can see partway into the closet. You get a little reflection back and you realize that your light is bouncing off of a kind of like floor to ceiling mirror that's mounted on the inside of the door. Sort of you could open the closet door and there's a mirror on the back side.
Cool. I'm going to close the door.
You're going to go over and close the door?
Yeah.
As you go over to close the door, there's something wrong with the mirror.
The grudge, man. You did.
I'll
It's not reflecting you.
Okay. Go on. What is it reflecting?
We're in his sandbox now.
It appears to be completely black. and almost moving. As if it's the light that's bouncing off of it, or as if you opened the door or moved it slightly like you were going to close it. It's almost as if the surface of the mirror ripples.
Who's closest to me?
Over, under. I rolled over. So, Adrian is. He's on the bed slightly closer to you.
So I have my flashlight, and I'm just seeing this black surface.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my flashlight up to the surface.
Okay. It seems to almost Stargate fashion kind of bloop.
Bloop.
Yeah.
I'm going to push it a couple more inches in.
It slides into the mirror as if you're pushing through some sort of, what do I want to say?
Event horizon. Not event horizon. I can't remember what they called it.
Yeah, you could call it almost like an event horizon.
Okay. Adrian, wake up.
Are you keeping your eyes on the mirror?
Yeah.
Lucas, roll alertness.
No, it's a 99.
He's snoring pretty heavily.
I am out. A long day.
He's snoring incredibly heavy. He may be dead. With a 99, he may be legitimately in a
Swallowed
coma.
his tongue.
I've got apnea.
Kick the
I'm going
bed.
to keep...
I don't have my
I'm gonna can I reach the bed where I am?
It's probably just out of reach because it makes it a little more complicated on what your next decision is.
Reggie.
I mean, he's screaming in a room. Yeah.
I pull out my gun.
I mean, your last resort is to throw something at us, which probably would help, but
Yeah, I mean, is there like some kind of towel above or on the shelf?
No, if you reach up to a shelf, you can.
Is there the iron?
Is there an iron?
Yeah.
There might be an iron.
Clothes iron. I'm wicking it at Adrian.
As you kind of like, do that thing where you lift your eyes up just to reach up to grab the iron. As you put your hand on the iron, you see something in the mirror for the first time, just on the edge of the corners. If it's something like in the corner of the room that's just in the side, there's like a
Okay, my eyes would immediately go to it.
when it goes back there, there doesn't seem to be anything there.
Christ. Okay, throw the f***ing iron at Adrian.
it's probably going to wake me up then.
Hold on a second. Yeah, you can throw the iron.
I passed that alertness roll, so I guess I'm awake.
you hear a make me an athletics roll.
Me?
Yeah. You're throwing an iron.
It's true. Ooh. Oh, critical fail. I thought it was going to be a critical pass.
There's a huge smash and the lights in the room go out as you've hit the bedside lamp that you're using to read.
We probably both shoot up.
You both, as you hear a loud smash of glass and
Hey, someone turn on a light. Not the one I just broke, but a light.
There's only one lamp in every hotel room, and you've broken it, so I don't know what you want me to turn on.
Flashlight, cell phone camera, cell phone light. Flashlight.
You see him like crouched in the closet with a flashlight on.
What the hell is going on?
I have my flashlight halfway into this black mirror.
Well, then take it out.
No, I want you to see if you can see what I'm seeing.
I will find the flashlight app on my phone and, make my way there.
As you meander over, you see that he's got his flashlight pressed right up against the mirror, so much so that it's barely reflecting any light.
Do I now see that it's just a mirror and I have my flashlight up to it?
What else would it be?
No, so you see a mirror now?
You see a mirror.
And I see a mirror?
Yeah, what else would it be?
What you told me, Grady.
So, let's get some sleep, buddy.
Gentlemen, I apologize for throwing an iron.
Probably hear somebody in the a room next door screaming.
Weapons free, boys.
Concierge is going to be banging on the door. We get a phone call from Zero. Making not too much noise up there.
It's okay.
Waking up the neighbors.
Admittedly, a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
Was reading late.
Yep.
But I'm going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened in the boxer just happened in this room. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's up here.
So last time that happened, it stopped when we all woke up, right?
Yeah. Which
Just
happened.
woke us up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to close this closet door.
Good. I slide one of those chairs over here. Put that in front of it too.
All right. I'm going to take the iron.
Hook it
I'll
up.
tuck it under my
there.
arm as I sleep.
Roll sand.
Christ, this not going well. Okay. Yes. Very well.
We'll call it 0 from helplessness, I
Ha.
guess.
I've done this before.
You're like, I feel fine as you cradle this dented iron to your chest like a teddy bear. I mean, unless you have any other ideas, it's a fairly decent visual to end on.
That's how I'm going to bed.
I put my gun under my pillow and go to bed.
You're going to shoot yourself.
Safety's on, I think. I'm tired.
The safety's on. Watch.
See?
It's not even loaded.
Even when I pull the trigger, it doesn't go off. Blam, 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 blam. Unless there's anything else you guys want to do? I like the image of Flynn cradling a dented iron as he lays on the trundle bed. Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.